Hello everyone, and welcome back to Digger Evans Model Railway. What I've got to show you today is this little bargain that's coming from Scale Model Scenery, and they do these boxes. It's called a double O gauge surprise box, and they get a box of whatever scale gauge that you work in, and they put at least 50 quid's worth of items in there, and sell them for 25 quid. The reason they do that is because they're what they call seconds, grade 2 or whatever. Now they can be seconds for any reason, and it's usually a silly reason, like this is a seconds because these are out. These have come out from the card. They've already separated instead of being cut out, so it's a grade 2, and it's a set modern red brick wall and stuff like that. And that is purely and simply that some of the fitments have come away from the sprue, so it's a grade 2. And this is what I've all these things I've got. It's random what you're going to get, but I've got them all for 25 quid. An absolute steal in my opinion. It's the same with this one. This is a stone wall with gates, and they've all come off the sprue. It's no big deal, you can absolutely use them. I'm going to take them off the sprue anyway to use them, so it makes no difference to me. So there's 2 of those, and I've got this, which is laser cut lettering that you can use, you know, for making your signs and things on factory walls, buildings, signposts and the like. Those are really big letters, fantastic, and I'll have a use for those definitely. All this is random, you don't know what you're going to get. These are tiny planks, tiny wooden planks, and there's 1 or 2 what the lasers took a bit too much off down on the bottom. So there's about 3 that you can't use as standard, and you look really close up. The tiny planks of laser board made to look like planks of wood with little nail holes in and stuff. I don't know how well I can show them and that, but another absolute bargain there. Those are good for interiors and all sorts. Coping stones for the tops of walls, stone walls, brick walls and things like that. Now for the life of me I can't find out what's wrong with those. I don't see anything grade 2 about those. Maybe they're not square on in the cardboard that they're cut from, but totally usable. 4 foot post and rail fence. Really useful. A lot of British layouts will have this, and I suppose in American layouts they use it as well, and European. Again, I really can't see a fault with this. I cannot see a fault with it, and I've looked and looked and I can't see anything wrong with it. Whatever it is, it's really minor. The entire kit's completely usable. Same with this one. These are cut out line side signage. Now I will admit I do not know what all these signs mean and where they would go. I know that's do not move the loco, those ones, but I don't know many of the others. Stop, obviously, that speaks for itself, the speed signs and other things. So I am going to have to look up on the internet from educated people who know these things, who work on the railways, exactly what each sign means and where it should be placed. Another useful, it's going to add that realism to it. And again, I'm looking at the back and I see nothing at fault at all. I can't see any faults whatsoever. Locomotive access platforms, left hand and a right hander. And again, I've had these kits before from Scale Model Scenery, and I can't see a fault with them. I've built these before, and there's a million uses for these. If you take the wheels off, you use them as a fire escape and stuff like that. There's all kinds of uses. They're brilliant, fantastic for scratch building and doing. 5-bar gates, 4-arm gates, or whatever for land. The only thing wrong with that is a couple of pieces have come out of the cardboard sprue that they're on. Be quiet, Jimmy, you're supposed to be asleep. And there's nothing wrong with those. This kit I may or may not have a use for. The kits I don't have a use for, I'll find some way of passing them on to one of my viewers or one of you who watches who can use them. But we'll see what kits I've no use for. I'm not sure I will use these. I've got these tool boards, tiny little wall boards with the tools on, the saws and the hammers and the clamps and everything else. Again, I can't find a fault with them, and those are ideal for the interior of workshops, maintenance depots and everything. Bus shelters, nothing wrong with those either. I've got that kit before and I've built a couple of those. Always build a couple more without a problem. And I got these are the ladder kits that go up the outside of industrial buildings, you know, and they have the cage around the ladder so you don't fall off the ladder when you're going up. The only thing I can find that's possibly you could say was wrong, it's not in its packet anymore. But you know exactly what it is and how to use it. It's quite simple, and you can find instructions on the internet. I've got a couple of wooden doors with hinges and everything all engraved in. See if we get that into focus better. Really nice. I can make those look really good. Rusty hinges and do some rotten paint work on the doors and stuff. And a set of industrial windows, arched windows with the brick overlay that goes over the top. I don't know, do you call it a lintel, I think, that goes over the top. Nothing wrong with those except they're not in a plastic packet, which big whoop, who cares? That's hardly a... Oh, and the writing's back to front along the bottom. Yeah, so they've said it's a grade 2. I don't think it's a grade 2 at all, but that's they want it perfect before it goes out as a grade 1 article. So it's a massive bargain. So be on the lookout at Scale Model Scenery for when they put these kits together. There's a surprise box of seconds or grade 2. There's nothing grade 2 about them at all as far as I can see. And it came to 27. It was £2.99 for postage, 25 quid for what was in the box. And I know now there's over 50 quid worth of gear, and it's an absolute bargain. You cannot go wrong. They sell out pretty quick when they go up, so do take care. If you're going to look for it, if you go here to railwaymodelers.com, which is like a chat group and a railway modelers club where everyone hangs out, they'll put on there, usually put a post up saying we've got a lot of these bargain boxes, and they have them in N and O and other scales, and they'll put it on there and say, look, we've got some more of these coming, and they're in the shop now. Click this link, and you've got to be quick because they go pretty quick. Jimmy, be quiet. That's all it is for now, folks. Just a quick share and looking at what we've got in that wonderful bargain box for very little money. Thank you all ever so much for looking in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Do take care, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye for now, my friends.